Yeah, definitely something overloading. You have to be very sensitive when you touch it. Let's try 550. I'm trying 550. Yeah, and very noisy. Try 560. Low switch, 500 kilohertz. Let's see. Yeah, it's getting bleed over for 570. So.
First in America, first in New York, first for you with body radiosurgery. Dr. Lederman hits your cancer with no cutting, no bleeding.
WMCA out of local station here in New York.
Large or small cancers from head to toe. Cancer treatment with possibly a second chance for you.
Definitely make some noise. Wow. Of course, I'm using the donut antenna. I'm using the medium wave one. Let me just show you. Using the, put it right there. Sorry about that. Using the donut antenna, as you can see. I wish this thing would have had some kind of indicator. You know, some kind of indicator on the dial. That would have been nice. That's one thing missing from this thing is the indicator. Unless you can figure it out, maybe you could paint a little notch on it with a paint pen, I guess. Maybe that's when I'm going to have to do something like that. Once I can figure out where the, turn it all the way to this side, right? And this is going up. I can't see the whole thing. But basically, if you turn it to if you rotate it this way, you're going up. Rotate it this way, you're going down the frequency. So being that I'm at 610, and this thing actually helps me guide it. You see this little indicator right here? Right now, you see it looks like it's almost locked in. And the bottom of this antenna is 500 kilohertz. So it's right there. And it seems to be sensitive when I touch it too. So
Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness. And the destruction of the transgressors.
one thing I will say about this antenna, the donor antenna, it does pick up all the the regular medium wave stations. So it's not like it doesn't pick up anything. It does pick up. It's just for DXing right now, I'm noticing that some of the stations, well, I don't want to say some of them, it's just I noticed that the bottom part of the dial so far is very susceptible to noise. And remember, in the boiler room, with any indoor antenna, hey, what's up, Matthew? With any indoor antenna in the boiler room, you're going to hear this noise. You're going to hear this. I'll show you. You're going to hear that. So, it's susceptible to that. Now, if I was on the other side of the boiler, behind me, that wall, maybe it would have been better. But I really want to try sitting down here, like I said, I'm going to test out this. I'm testing out this antenna in different locations before I make my final review on this stuff. That's why when I see these people make reviews on radios and antenna, they only use it for one day. That's not a review. You really want to test something out, you have to use it multiple times, even days or weeks out apart, and then you make your honest review. So it's too early. But right now, it's another antenna that's susceptible to noise in the basement. So I was at 620. 620 is a strong signal, so this antenna has no problem picking up this signal. So this is WSNR. It's a local station. And the tuning does work, because if I tune it, you can see it fluctuate. You see the numbers go up and down? So that's Overcoming Ministry. 620. Also, another thing about this antenna, I have limited space here, but if I had this radio on a turntable, I could rotate it, and that would help. That would help more. Okay, so that's another thing you got to keep in mind. So if I was outside with this radio, I will have it on a rotatable, on a Lazy Susan or something that could rotate it, and that would help out a lot too. So, when you're using these medium wave DXing, you're very limited in space. It's kind of hard to really get a true, a true DX. Now, 650, I do get it, not as strong. So, if I can tune this one in, it will. Well, this is out of Tennessee. Yeah, it's not doing much. Over down here, it did go up a little bit. Right over here to about here. Okay, it did go up. Fine. But I'm noticing the weaker signals. I mean, the lower part of the medium wave band in this area is susceptible to some noise. Now, if I use an external antenna, then I'm okay. But this antenna is very, very sensitive to noise. So that's one thing about these antennas. They're very, very sensitive when it comes to noise. So ideally, they will not be an antenna I will use indoors. So far. Now, that's going to be a different story when I take it outside. Tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow night I'm going to be outside. I can try this tomorrow night outside. We're supposed to go up to about 65 degrees tomorrow.
We're down, goodbye.
Of course, this is a local station, very strong station.
We're toned. Well, very good for you. Very good. But what is your fix, though?
There is no fix.
All right.
There is none.
Yeah, even when I get my hands away from it, I can feel yeah. Hello, RRT08. Yes, I have not slept. I've been up. My son he's awake right now upstairs, and my wife. I was watching a couple of movies with them, and I said, "Let me come down here." I was laying down and listening to the radio, and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna come in here and record this and do it. Make get a live stream out, even if it's for an hour or so. I'm not sleepy." So let's try 680. You see, I'm getting that noise. Wow. Yeah. I'm going to go a little faster because I see 690. Yeah. See, this is why I do this. I'm giving you guys a real world example about what to expect from these antennas. You know, right now indoors, this will not be my DXT antenna, that's for sure. I'd rather use a Turk Advantage loop, hook it up to it, or a Texan AN200. You know, it's just, I mean, it's convenient that it's there. But right now, I'm going to say, out of all the antennas, so far, the FM one is pretty good. But the Donor AM one right now, it's not indoors. It doesn't, not impressed by it at all. I haven't picked up anything significant. And this one, of course, is bleed over from WOR. And yeah, this is WOR.
ProvideProtect.com. That's ProvideProtect.com.
Yeah, see, not much going on there. That's WOR. And of course, I'm going to bleed over from WOR, so that's not going to work. 730. Now the next one, let's see, 740. Wow. Very sensitive when I touch it. Yeah, not cool. Yeah. Very susceptible to noise. Wow. 750. Yeah. 760. Yeah. It's very noisy. Wow. Because it's WABC.
I appreciate it. I think that the ultimate
780. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. 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 And mind you, even with the whip antenna, when I came with this radio, I could have picked up some of these stations. So, even in here. So these donut antennas are these two are very sensitive indoors. For indoors, I would not recommend them here. So far, from what I see, from what I hear, I would not recommend them. That's why I do these videos. Because this is a local station.
I think that I ought to go and report to the marshal. The marshal, of course, being Field Marshal Hindenburg, who was the president of the republic, and therefore...
Yeah. Wow, even 840. Wow. I'm going to move a little fast to see if I can.
fantastic. It's a 3-1 Blue Jackets lead.
Anglican Church in
Now let me
Jerusalem,
put the
which
switch.
runs the Al Ahli Hospital in Gaza, said parts of the hospital, including the emergency room and the reception area,
the switch back
were
over here.
extensively damaged. They said the hospital received only a 20-minute warning before the attack, and that at least
Wow. Yeah. Wow. 10:30. Wow. 10:40, of course. And 10:40 is a difficult one because that's Iowa. Because 10:50 is bleeding over too. But yeah, right now, wow. course, it's 1050.
Showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step.
1060. Yeah, I mean, but it's not a big deal catch, so it's not a big deal catch on that one. So that's not 1100 again. You know, 1110. Okay, this is not bad. 1110 is North Carolina, so it's not bad that it's picking it up.
Information that was in the police reports and the own still.
If I tune it.
So he didn't do any of that. So a lot of that stuff flew right over his head. He allowed first 21 witnesses to be what they call bad character witnesses.
It's not bad.
So one after another just came in.
WBT out of North Carolina, so that's not bad that his antenna is picking this up.
He was really angry. And it was a cavalcade of that kind of evidence.
So there's some potential there.
Because he didn't object, he missed the
Look at that. Look at Cena go up.
And so, I've had people read the transcript that's like, this guy was convicted before the defense case even started. It was just a matter of a very aggressive.
Okay, so now you get a point for that. You get a point for that because that's I mean, I can get that with a lot of antennas, but that's not bad. That at least it gets 1110. That means that the antenna, it shows me that the antenna has potential. It could work if it was a quiet environment. Because if I couldn't pick this up, I would be like, so not bad. Okay. So I think this antenna has a sweet spot. I think that the lower band, the lower part of the switch from 500 to 1000 indoors, you can't use this antenna. But I think above, on the high part of the switch, so far it's better indoors. But there's a few more stations I want to try. And then this is Bloomberg. We're going to go to 1170. There's another one that I can get with a lot of other antennas. And let's see if I can. Yeah. Wow, I can't get WWVA out of West Virginia. Wow. It's just, I think that the antenna is very susceptible to indoors. So it's a local station. Wow, I'm getting something at 1200. Okay. Normally 1200. Sometimes I'll get is it ESPN station in Massachusetts, or I get Texas. So I'm curious to hear what this is. It's interesting that I get a signal on this one because this is one I don't get a signal. That can hear lately. So right now, mixed feelings about this antenna right now because of this signal. Just when you think the antenna sucks, it surprises me. It's weird. Could also be conditions. That's why I say use it more than one time before you make a review. I've been using the donut antenna for the last couple of days, here and there, but I notice it is very noisy in here. So I would love to take this one outside. Just like when I took the BB antenna outside with the little radio and I got 1040 out of Iowa, I did that outside. There's no way I could have done that in here with all the noise that thing picks up. One thing I noticed about these antennas, they're very, very sensitive to indoor noise. In other words, they're practically, in my house, other than the big stations, for DXing, I wouldn't use these antennas indoors. They're pretty much, I wouldn't do it. I just have better antennas that I would use for DXing. But if I was traveling and I'm going to be outside somewhere in the park, I could use these. I could probably see myself using one of these antennas. Maybe. Yeah, I'm hearing it more clearly now. Again, it's coming in clear. Can I be WOI? Can I be WOAI out of San Antonio, Texas? That would be a very nice catch. That is one of my longer catches. 1,500 miles. But I won't know. Or it's Massachusetts. So WOAI. I don't know if this is it. This could be WOAI or maybe Massachusetts. And there's another station, I believe Syracuse, that I picked up once on this frequency.
That guy getting raped on the subway is the new Democrat Party, figuratively speaking. Well, it's what you get when you allow this kind of dysfunction to fester and linger, and it's been going on for close to 60 years since the war.
Okay, yeah, that's Massachusetts. That's the Howie Carr show. I heard Howie Carr. So that's Howie Carr show. Okay, so that's good. It can pick up, it can DX. It's not Texas, but it's a low power station out of Massachusetts, I believe. So that's pretty good. So that gets a thumbs up. Antenna gets a thumbs up for that one. Yeah, okay, I was hoping it was WOAI. But when I heard Howie Carr, yeah, I know Howie Carr. Howie Carr is New England. He's a talk radio show. Massachusetts, New England area, New Hampshire, that area. So definitely that is I think Massachusetts. I forgot. I don't have the database in front of me. Or Rhode Island. I forgot which one. But definitely Howie Carr. That's Howie Carr. That's why you gotta know these shows. To ID sometimes. Because Howie Carr is not in Texas. He's syndicated in the New England area. He's syndicated. He's not even syndicated in New York. We're right next door to New England, to Connecticut and all that. But he's not syndicated. There's no stations here that syndicate Howie Carr. I listen to Howie Carr through my smartphone app. So that's another thing, once you listen to all these shows a lot, you know what region they're from, you could kind of pinpoint. So that eliminated WOAI from Texas. So this is definitely New England area. But that's still pretty good for this antenna on this frequency, because this frequency can be dead. A lot of noise, but this one seems to pull in the New England station, so that's good. So that gets a passing mark, but this is one of those frequencies that, and it probably would sound better if I was outside with less noise. You hear the end, Northeast, that's how we call it. Yeah, Northeast Hair Restoration. That's one of his sponsors. All right, let's go move on. Okay, that's good. 1210. Good. 1220. 130. Little noise there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get I need my computer in here to look up these. But it's pulling in a signal. That's good. That's a good sign, especially indoors in this environment. Excuse me. Wow, excuse me. Let me drink some water. Oh, 70. Of course, 1280 is local. Yeah, it's just I gotta null it out a little bit. That's la uni. What is it? Muy buena or something like that. Radio Wado. Yeah, it's local. That's local. I'm not gonna be tuning every station with the thing because I know that the tuning doesn't really help a lot. So really the tuning thing doesn't help much. $14.10. Yeah, doesn't help much. All right. $14.20. Okay, interesting. I said antenna has potential. It does have potential. It's just I'm indoors, but I can hear, the station outside in a quiet area. I can see a little more. I can see some potential. I'm not getting paid for this, folks. I bought this antenna with my own money, and just trying them out, and I'm getting mixed results so far, but it's still early, still preliminary. But I see a little potential here with this antenna outside or in a quiet environment. Let's try 50 on that. Now this one, excuse me. The Washington, D.C. This one, fairly, I can get it with a lot of antennas. So this one is surprising if I can't pick this one up. Yeah, it's definitely some kind of noise. Yeah, yeah. That's disappointing right there because that's the station that I would pick up with, like, for example, Texan Loop in Buffalo. Yeah. There's definitely noisy here. Yeah. This spot right here is just causing it. I'm definitely gonna move this radio up there. Next time I live stream in the boiler room, I'm gonna try it up there in that corner. Because this station, I get this station strong. So right now, definitely there's a lot of noise here that's causing this station to. I mean, you can hear it, but it's no way. It should not be like this. So I'm not gonna blame the antenna on that one. It's definitely noisy in the spot. But I had to give it a try. This is why I'm doing these videos. I want to do it real time. I want to do it. No smoke and mirrors, no nothing. I don't want people to expect miracles with these antennas and tell me, oh, Danny, I bought this antenna and this junk. No, you know what you're buying. It's not quality product, but it may have some potential. Everybody has their own, remember, everybody has their own areas. their own noise to deal with. This this nightstand right here on the boiler room, it is susceptible to noise for indoor antennas. Now, if I hook up an outdoor antenna to it, I'm okay. But in this spot, any antenna like this, it's not going to work well here. So that's why I want to point out this stuff. I seen people, say, this antenna is junk. No, it's not junk. It's not junk. It's okay. But don't expect miracles. Don't expect miracles. That's what I'm saying. But, you got to know your area too. I know I tried several antennas here indoors in this spot. And they don't do well. They don't do well. And up there, the live stream that I did up there with the shelf is much better on that side. And it's only a few feet away. Okay? Or if I was outside in the backyard, it would have performed better. So. But you can hear it. You can hear the station.
Saturday night prime time game, perfect schedule.
But you hear that whoosh, 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 that noise.
6 o'clock Eastern on Saturday. T-Wolves Lakers 8:30.
You see, it's coming in. That's Buffalo. WWKB out of Buffalo, New York. This is out of Iowa, KXEL. I can hear it. I can hear it trying to pull the signal in. That's Iowa. There's some potential here. Again, indoors, so don't expect, I'll be right back. Let me go get oh my God. I need my back scratcher. Hold on. All of a sudden, I got this back itch. Shoulder. I tripped over my freaking sandal. I tripped over my own sandal. Okay, sorry, I need to scratch my back. Jesus Christ. It's right there on on the back, my shoulder. Oh my God. I got a back scratcher I use. See? Oh my God. It was driving me nuts. All right. Much better now. Yeah. I mean, it's there. It's just too much noise. Okay. And that's 1550 out of Canada. CBEF. And it does pick it up. hear French? So you see, when you think it disappoints you, then this happens. Then you're like, wow, it picked up this one. Wow. So, this is local. I have no idea what this is, but it's picking it up. Moving on. Wow. 1590. What is 1590? Yeah, I need to get my computer set up in here. Wow. 1590. Interesting. All right, I'm going to move on. Well, this is local. This is Black Information Network.
Over the Detroit Pistons on Monday. Elsewhere in the NBA, the Orlando Magic are locked in to the 7th seed.
And this is CHHA, Toronto, Canada. Of course, right now, yeah, there's noise. So, that's disappointing there. $16.20, I'm hearing something. 16.20. The only thing I picked up about 16.20 is Cuba. Oh my God, those heating pipes, they make noise sometimes. Oh my God, it scared the hell out of me. Good morning, Mindsway. Yeah, well, early morning radio for me. I don't even know what time it is right here. I don't have a clock in this boiler room. That's another thing I don't have in here. That sounds like Cuba. I can hear music, and that's Cuba. That's the only thing I pick up on this frequency. Okay. Yeah, I saw the timestamp. 3:47. Thank you. Because I'm using my phone to stream. So. All right. Interesting that I get a carrier on this frequency. Wow. See, and I'm telling you, I give this antenna some potential. $16.50. I don't know. That could be. I don't have. Like I said, I need to get my computer. I don't have a database. CINA. Out of Canada, maybe. Oh, that's local. And that's local station. 1670. A couple of stations. I think I picked Wisconsin. Relevant Radio, or what else I picked up? 1670. Casino Radio. No, that's in Mississippi. Probably was. Oh, 1640 is the Iowa. I forgot Iowa also. But I forgot that one, 1640 or 1670. There is a signal here. There's a carrier. I can hear it. Damn, this antenna has potential. Of course, that's WPTX out of Lexington Park, Maryland. Hey, picks it up. If you hear it. Mindset, what's your thoughts on the C-Crane CC Wi-Fi 3 internet radio? I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. That's a new one, right? That's the one I heard on the radio the other day. I think there was an ad. I have to look into that. In general, I'm not a fan of internet radios because I have because of licensing agreements some radios have. What I mean by that is the database. You know, the database for the like for example, I have a Yamaha receiver that has internet radio. I bought this receiver a long time ago, like I'm gonna say 10 years ago or 11 years ago. So it was great for the first few years. Then I didn't use it. I put it away. So last year I dusted up. I brung it back. It was in the closet. I brung it back. I hooked it up to my stereo. And when I try to do internet radio, I didn't know all that time they discontinued it. So my receiver now, I have AM, FM on it, works great, but the internet radio on that receiver is dead. There's no way to update it, to replace it, nothing. So that part of the receiver is gone. For that particular model, can't do nothing with it. So basically, I don't have internet radio on that receiver anymore. And this is because I guess they had a falling out with the company. Yamaha had a falling out with I don't know what happened. And this is a Yamaha receiver. This is not a cheap receiver. This is a Yamaha brand stereo receiver. And the company, I guess they had the licensing agreement, went out of business or something. I don't know what happened to them. They went out of business and they had no replacement for internet radio. And that sucks. And later on, when I started my channel, I looked at a few of them. I know a couple of YouTubers there had an internet radio. One of them, same thing. He bought an internet radio and he had it for about a couple of years. And then one day, the provider, the content provider, I guess they fell out of favor. They haven't agreed. I think they went out of business. The internet radio now is useless. It's useless. It only has a handful of stations. That's it. So, you got to be careful with these internet radios, because if they have an agreement with a company for the content, and the company goes out of business, or they have they want more royalty, whatever, that type of things, your radio is dead. So yeah, it could be recent. On my way, it's recent, so the US is new. Yeah, I understand the Secret. I'm sure Secret has a nice agreement with whatever company. So I'm talking about like these other brand radios. Like Chongyang. They seem to get the internet content from somewhere, but we don't know if a year from now, 2 years from now, it's going to be useless. No, I'm not questioning whether the Secret works or not, or things like that. I'm saying when it comes to internet radios, you got to be careful with that, because if you buy internet only radio and 2 years from now they decide, okay, that's it, we don't have an agreement with this company, because somebody has to give you all that content to stream to your radio, right? They have a database of This is why I'm not a fan of internet radios like that. Me personally, I use my smartphone app or the computer, and I'll just use that way. I don't want to get a dedicated radio like this and have internet radio. It's a nice convenience. Yeah, it is great. But keep that in mind that one day, it may not be next year, it may not be the year after, it could be maybe 3 or 4 years down the line, this company goes out of business, the one that provided you the content, and you have an internet radio without internet radio. Because it happened to me. It happened to my Yamaha receiver. That's not a cheap receiver. That's a $400 stereo receiver. I bought this like 11 years ago. And I used it for the first couple of years. It was fine. Then I put it away. And then I wanted to use it. I hooked it back up last year. And I hooked up my Ethernet cable to it. And I was waiting to listen to internet radio. And it says, I got an error message. There's a lot of, but you don't have to use iHeart. There's a lot of, I don't use iHeart app. I have other apps I use. There's not hundreds, not thousands of them. I have so many of them. And for example, like music, I use Spotify for music. So I don't want internet radio anyway. For me, if I listen to music, I use Spotify. If it's talk radio, yeah, I don't use iHeart. I don't use iHeart apps. I don't use the iHeart radio. I don't use those. For example, I listen to a lot of talk radio. I have a small app. It's called Talk Right. It's called Talk Right. It's not. It's because I am a conservative. I am a Republican, so I listen to more conservative programming. So I have the Talk Right app for that. That's where I listen to. So I have that. So that's for that. Now, if I want to listen to international stations, I have a couple of them. I have one called My Radio app or something, and that's the one I listen to international broadcasts. That's the one I listen to Cuba. I listen to Argentina radio. I listen to anything around the world. That's the app I use for that. That's the one I use for that. And then there's another one. Because I will show you on the phone, but I'm using my phone for streaming right now. There's a couple of this one I haven't used in a while. It's called My Tuner or something, or it's a couple of them. I went on the Google site. I tried them out, and there's 2 or 3 that I use. But the one I use the most is Talk Right, because I listen to a lot of talk shows. Because some of them, for example, I cannot hear them with my radio, like Howie Carr. He's not syndicated here in near New York City. So Howie Carr is a good example of somebody I listen to a lot, but I only can listen to them through the app, through this Talk Right app, or unless I go to Rumble and I can watch them there, or Facebook or whatever. But that's what I use the Talk Right app for that. So, I'm not against internet radios. It's just you got to keep that in mind when you buy a radio like that. You never know. Because remember, this business changes fast. When I bought that Yamaha radio, I thought I was going to have internet radio on that thing forever. And I found out the hard way. That's not the case. So when I plugged that sucker in a year ago, and and I hooked up the Ethernet cable to it, and I said, yeah, I'm going to listen to some Cuban radio streaming through my receiver. I got that big error message, and I looked it up, and then I started reading up on what happened with the Yamaha receivers, and they discontinued their service. And this happened like back in 2018, and I didn't know about it all this time, and there's no fix for it. There's no like firmware update to add another company. I know the newer Yamaha radios, another company took over that, but my radio was a model that is not supported by that company. So I was out of luck. So my receiver right now is AM FM only, and the internet part is dead. That's why I would not, I feel like you're rolling the dice with internet radio receivers. They're nice, it's convenient. And another thing I found about internet radios, like this type of hardware, they're very slow when you want to look up stuff and all that. It's just, to me, it's like, they're very slow, and the search and all that, I just am not a fan of it. The Shenyang seems to be the best one that people say. People seem to say that the Shenyang seems to be better, even though the search is kind of slow on the Shenyang, is getting better. But even the Shenyang, at that price, I wouldn't buy just for the internet radio. A lot of people like the Shenyang LC9D. I wrote to them to see if they could send me one for review, but they didn't reply to me. So it's their loss. But I'm not buying one. And they have the little Shenyang radio. The one on the TV radio 1972 bought one. He has one, the small one. It's an internet radio only. It's a smaller radio that Shenyang makes. He seems to like that one. I know Jill's has that one too. Official SWR channel. I know they sent them that one too. He seems to like it. And they made another one, another radio that looks like a vintage radio. That's another one that they came out with too, that they seem to. So, but I'm very worried about those radios in terms for long term. We don't know what's going to happen 5 years from now with internet radio in terms of like licensing. It's always changing, So you just got to keep that in mind when you're going to buy something like that, Even a company like Secret, and remember, I have a Yamaha. Yamaha is not a small company. Yamaha is a big company in Japan. So, So WPTX 1690. So this is WRCR. And you can hear it. That's on Ramapo, New York. And that's the end of that. So I'm going to try something else now. I'm going to test it out. Let me turn it off. I'm going to test out the shortwave antenna on a few frequencies. And let's see what it can do. So that was the medium wave antenna. Donut medium wave antenna. So far, it's okay. However, I really want to test this one outside. I would not, unless you have a real quiet environment indoors. I will use something else. Maybe the Texan AN loop, the AN200 loop. I also have a ferrite bar antenna with a tuner, with a tuning. I have that one. Or hook it up with an external antenna, like an MLA30 and all that. So this is a shortwave one. So we're going to try this one now. And we're going to do shortwave. And let's see. Let me put it on low. Let me switch it on low first. Okay. Switch it on low. Let me hook it up here. Hook it up here and tighten this. And the reason why I'm trying this out with this one, because this is my better receiver. Originally I was gonna do this with the Mala hit, but the Mala hit is not a good receiver for me. So that's why I want to try it with this one. Okay, let's turn it on. And this is a shortwave donut antenna. So let's switch it to shortwave. Let's try. Oh, that was Radio New Zealand. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it on high. Let me try that one. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do auto scan. Yeah, I'm going to do auto scan because it's going to take forever. So let me go to auto. I'm going to tune down first. Let's see what it can pick up. That means you pick up a strong station at least. So let's do that. Yeah, I didn't expect to pick up Radio New Zealand right now with that antenna. With this, yeah. I mean, that one is a difficult one for me here With an MLA30 works better, but with an internal antenna, especially in this table, everything's dealing with the noise now. Yeah. So, but I heard a little something. But let's see if it can pick up anything. Of course, right now I'm not tuning the antenna. I'm just letting it scan to see if it could pick up any strong signal. Yeah. So yeah, so you just gotta keep that in mind. You know, any Wi-Fi radio, any internet radio, excuse me. You know, and I wanted to try them out. The Xiangyang, even the smaller one. Man, I wrote to them, and I have them on my Facebook as friends and all that, and they don't reply. So I say, you know what, I'm done. They're lost. You know. I mean, there's one Sequent radio that I like, that I would like to have. It's not the Wi-Fi one. It's the Sequent. I think it's the 3, the one that has the 2-meter band and no weather, AM/FM. It has no weather and it has a 2-meter band. And the reason why I like that radio because I heard that radio is very good on medium wave. Oh, hello, M. Oh, hello, M. Sorry, my stream is like cool. I'm going on my phone. M0FXB, hello. Good to see you here, my friend. I enjoy your channel. I love your videos. And thank you for stopping by here. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's not gonna work well in here. Definitely has not picked up anything. Not even CHU. Oh. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, people check out his channel, M0FXB. He has a lot of. He's also. I actually was watching your little mini spy radio, and then I decided to buy that radio, and I'm having fun with that little radio. And now I'm watching your other radios, your video, excuse me, the one with the iRadio and the Radtel RT. I wrote to them, and supposedly I might get that one soon. The RT860, but now they're coming out with another one, so now I'm gonna wait now. Okay, so but I went all the way down here.
The Eucharist unto God. This gift,
Okay.
Jesus says, is to have equal billing.
So thank you for stopping by here, M0FXB. Pretty cool.
The spirit of the woman with the alabaster box is to have equal billing.
Yeah, I know you mentioned that. And that's what I'm thinking. I think I'm going to wait. Exactly. I'd rather get the GPS model. You know? Yeah. Yeah, because when you mentioned that, I was like, oh, they're coming out with a GPS. Yeah, because that's what I want. I really don't want any more handhelds. But I wanted to get one more if it has a GPS and it does all that. Pretty cool. Let's see what else it picks up over here. Wow. This is why I like to come on this early morning here, because I get to see you guys on the other side of the pond. People say, Danny, you don't sleep. No, I sleep. It's just that, I don't have a job to go to. I sleep in the morning. I'll make up for it. Yeah. Yeah, right now it's... yeah, right now it's... Let me see. If you get CHU. At least get CHU. 3330. That's what I'm waiting for, CHU. Wow. Yeah, the shortwave antenna definitely has to be outside. Wow, not even CHU. Okay, let me go manual. I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Now I have to tune. I have to manually tune it. I heard this thing. Okay, so it can't pick it up. All right, you know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna hook up the MLA30. Yeah, I'm just gonna hook up the MLA30 at this point. Yeah, so definitely I have to take these into. I have to take these outside because they're not gonna. They didn't fare well in here, especially in this area of the boiler room. So let me get up for a minute. I'm going to because I want to compare to the MLA30 now. And the MLA30 is gonna blow it away right now. But I have to plug it in first. So I got the MLA30 coming in here. Okay, pigtail right here. So give me a couple of minutes. And I'm gonna put this here with the MLA30. See, got the MLA30. Now I need to get the USB power. And power this guy up over here. Make sure I got it oriented the right way. I don't wanna. There we go. MLA30 is on. Make sure I got all the antenna connectors right there. Okay, so I got the MLA30. Of course, this is the modified MLA30 with the copper loop, copper tubing, and BNC connector. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to scan the shortwave band real quick, and I go back down to medium wave and see what happens. Got about another hour. You can hear that? MLA30s, because that's a big difference now. Big difference. Big difference compared to this. All right. Let's go up. Let me do auto. All right, let's go up. There we go. MLA30. So that's CHU. CHU time signal out of Ottawa, Canada. Big difference, man, right there. Now we should get some stations. That's why it's the same radio again. It's just, remember, I'm indoors, and so right now I'm gonna say that these antennas indoors, they're not gonna work that well in here. So there you go. Look at that. Bammo. MLA30, baby.
In the great fish whale's belly, so shall be the Son
All right,
of Man.
there you go. Oh wow, it went by the time signal 5,000. Wow. Oh, wow. All right, moving on. I wish this radio has single sideband though. That's one thing about this radio. I wish it had single sideband.
California, 91205, United States of America.
Anyway, yeah, check out his channel. I'm gonna put the channel in the description, his channel link, M0FXB. Check out his channel. Subscribe to his channel. He has an awesome channel. I love his channel.
You are watching the University Network. The phone number to call is 1-800-338-3030. That's 1-800-338-3030.
All right. Let's go. Wow. Went through CFRX. All right. And I'm just scanning, One thing about the scanning I noticed that is it does skip over a few. He's not like a Texan PL660 where literally you pick up every little signal. I mean, it could be a good thing, but it could also be a bad thing because then you're gonna pick up a lot of, for example, harmonics. It'll pick that up. It'll count that as a signal. Or SH data D808 when you do the scan, like an ETN scan or something. And this one kind of skips through those. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. Yeah. Wow. No, I can't wait to go to medium wave now to see what I can pick up now. Because that antenna picked up, what was the station? 1570? Wow. 1540 also, I should pick it up. At 1200 should be booming. Well, of course, 1200 is not going to be WOAI, but it should be booming.
40 quadrillion Supreme Master TV screen. When you go to www.suprememastertv.com/Mac, click the button that is for your device. One is for PC or Android phone or tablet. The other is for Apple.
This USB cord is all the way over here. Let me move it away in the camera. All right, there we go. Yeah. Okay. So we got the 10 megahertz one. Okay. MLA30. So MLA30 is kicking this one's butt. MLA30, baby. Yeah, I'm getting both of them. I can hit both of them. Colorado and Hawaii. Now they're mixing. All right. Pretty cool. See, people bash the MLA30 sometimes. They don't understand, it's a cheap Chinese loop. No, it's a pretty good loop. It's a very good loop. Especially for the price. It's a very good antenna. People ask me all the time, I'm getting back into shortwave. I need an antenna. What's my... Get an MLA30. That's it. MLA30. MLA30. That's it. I have a MFJ 1886 loop, and this antenna is pretty close to that. And that antenna is almost $400. MLA30, if you look around, you might get it for under $40. $40 $40 US. 30. I seen them as low as in the mid 30s. If you look around. So very good antenna for the price. I mean, they're very good antennas. And I have my outdoors for a few years now. So they're very durable too. They're very durable. Let me see if I can get ready New Zealand. I might skip it though. Let's see. It's coming up. There you go. RNZ Pacific. Radio New Zealand. Yeah, this one. There you go, Radio New Zealand. This one actually picked up the carrier. Ah. There you go, RNZ Pacific. The MLA 30. There you go. Always a good catch. RNZ Pacific. Man, I miss Radio Australia. I do miss it. All right, let's see what else. Maybe 15 meg WWV. Maybe. Let's see. And then I'll go to medium wave. Not much else going on right now. I'm sure skipping a few. Let's see. Oh, it went right by it. Okay. Yeah. All right. At this point, I'm just going to stop it. And I'm going to go to medium wave. Of course, I don't get any long wave signals, but not even beacons. Let me go over. Actually, this one I'm not going to auto because let me do manual. You notice you don't hear the noise now, right? You don't hear that, right? Because now I'm using an external antenna. So you see that this antenna picks up all that noise. You heard it earlier, right? That, especially the, from 500 up to pretty much almost half of the band was, this antenna can't, use. Now the MLA 30, I can tune. I don't hear the noise. So right now I'm not. And normally this will be Cuba. 540. Didn't realize that it. Oh, I'm sorry, my chat fades away fast. Didn't realize that they raised the price on that. I only paid 100. I will wait for sale. It's nice, but it's a little high now. Yeah, I'm hearing things like that. Some of them. Anyway, this stuff is gonna settle down in a few months. It's gonna settle down. China wants to play their games, and 75 countries already want to negotiate. In a perfect world, it should be no tariffs on both sides. but it's not the case. The secret Wi-Fi 3. Okay. Yeah. Okay, secret. I'm gonna look into that radio. I'm gonna look into it. Maybe I'll write to them. See if they want to send me one for review. I'm not Todderberg. Todderberg gets all that. And Todderberg's at another level when it comes to that. C Crane is like one of his sponsors. Yeah, C Crane. Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying it out, but I don't want to pay for it. They say they sent an email for April 7th price increase. Okay. Yeah, because this whole thing now, even the parts now, it's gonna take a while to settle down. I don't want to get the whole thing about it because I don't want to, but you already see it. Like, for example, I'll give you an example. Vietnam. China is moving. Is already have plants in Vietnam. So what's going to happen is they're going to move to Vietnam a lot of that stuff, but it's going to take time. And then, they're getting penalized because hey, again, I don't want to get into the whole thing, but it's kind of it's not fair that I'm going to speak for the farmers. Here we go. I'm talking about farming. It's not fair for our farmers in this country that we cannot compete with the rest of the world. You understand? And we get a lot of imports. My bananas come from Ecuador. And because bananas, they don't grow everywhere. I get that. I get the banana stuff. But I'm talking about stuff that can grow here in America, in the Midwest and all that. We have to compete with, and we're not even allowed to sell some of that stuff in some countries. Meanwhile, they can sell their stuff here. And to me, that's not fair. That is not fair. No matter who's. And this has been going on for many years. This is going on for many years. This is not something that happened this past month. This has been going on for many years. So, it was just that, he finally had the guts to do something about it. That's it. No other president wanted to touch it. I worked for Kawasaki for years. And most of the stuff is built in Japan. And we have a lot of Japanese trains in this country. But if an American were to sell a Honda, not a Honda, an American, like if Ford wanted to sell their cars in Japan, they can't. We have 1 million Hondas on the road here and Toyotas, Nissan. But if we were to sell Ford in Japan, no. And if you do, it's like 300% ridiculous tariff. How is that fair? So this was going to happen sooner than later. It doesn't matter what side. I'm telling you, I say we enjoyed a free ride for a while in terms of low prices on some things, and enjoy it while it lasts, and then it's going to go up for a while, and then it's going to settle down because China has to negotiate. They have to. If you understand, United States is 1/3, and China knows that. In China, 1/3 of all the buying of products come from the United States. 1/3. If China loses that 1/3, they're not, you know what I'm saying? That's a big hit. 1/3. Okay? 1/3 of all global buying is from the United States. And that's their biggest customer is United States. This radio, China. ML30, China. We buy all the stuff from them. Imagine we stop buying from them because this radio goes up like I'll give you an example about the radio. This radio, when it was $110, I didn't buy it. I wanted this radio for a long time. I remember when it first came out, it was $115, $125. Nope, I didn't buy it. I waited a year. And then I saw it on AliExpress for $57. That's when I bought it. A year later. That's me. This phone that I'm using is a Samsung phone. This is a $400 phone. No way in hell I'm going to pay $2,000 for an iPhone. Never going to happen. Even if I had the money, I would not buy it. I'm sorry. Nope. I'm happy with my Samsung. My A20, what is it? A20, I forgot the number of this one. A20, is it A21 or something? I forgot the number of this one. Anyway, $400 phone. I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. And that's what I'm saying. All the ships that are coming here now, they're not going to get hit with tariff. It's not going to kick in for another month on the ships. So if you're going to buy something, I will buy it now. Buy it while the price is still cheap. And that's it. I think after this month, next month, you're going to see the prices go up on some things. And that's it. And what's going to happen is if they're going to have to negotiate. Right now, they're playing a game of chicken. They say, Trump hits them with 25%. Oh, we're going to hit you with another 30%. And they say, oh, yeah? Oh, now we're going to hit you with another 50%. So they're going back and forth. But the real loser is going to be China. I hate to say it. Because I'm not going to pay $150 for this radio. A lot of radios here, I bought them for, very, very cheap. But you think I'm going to pay $150 for this radio right here? Hell no. I would not do that. I would not recommend anybody pay $150 for the same radio. No. MLA30. Would I pay $100 for the MLA30? No. $40? Yeah, okay, $40 is fine. $100? No. At that point, I'm going to say nope. No. And another country is going to step up. And Vietnam is already one of those countries. Vietnam already makes a lot of things. And I'm not getting paid by the Vietnamese government. I'm not a spokesperson for Vietnam. But right now, Vietnam is going to benefit from all this. Because this has been going on for years. A lot of those products that China didn't want to make anymore, they wound up in Vietnam. And don't be surprised, in about 5 years' time, Vietnam takes over the chip industry as a backup to Taiwan. So if they decide, we're going to invade Taiwan, well, Vietnam is their own nation. They're going to take over the chip business. I don't have a crystal ball, but I watch a lot of stuff, and I see Vietnam is growing fast. They're not a third world nation. People think this is the Vietnam War. Oh, we decimated the country. They rebuilt that country. They're a very modern country now. Very modern country, Vietnam. And don't be surprised if Vietnam is the next big chip maker. And then you'll see, remember Texan wasn't around 30 years ago. Or I don't know if they were, but I don't remember Texan 30 years ago. You got to keep that in mind. 30 years ago, I didn't hear about Texan. Okay? Remember the radios were from Sony. Remember they were in Japan. Sony, Panasonic. When you was growing up as a kid, I never heard of Texan. These companies just popped out the last 15 years, 10 years. XX Data, they just came out. They're not even 10 years old. Well, SH data came out, they're not that long ago. SH data. Shenyang, Radtel, these are all new companies that just came out. Now, if they can't sell their stuff, they're going to go out of business. And some company in Vietnam is going to be like, well, the next SH data is going to be a Vietnamese company. Even the store, AliExpress, they can't make their money, or Banggood or whatever. Vietnam is going to come out with their own Viet Express. I don't know what they're going to come out with. They're going to be the next big e-commerce also. They'll take your order. Vietnam will take your order, or Thailand will take your order. And the next rate, it could be Thai data. I don't know. VX Sun. It's going to happen. So China has to negotiate, or they're going to lose a lot of people buying stuff from them, including me. I'm not going to pay 3 times the value of this radio. It's not going to happen. I'm going to be looking elsewhere. And I probably won't buy a radio for a long time, unless it's a used radio on eBay or something like that, and that's it. But I'm not going to pay. The next radio that comes out, it'll be like $300. Nope, not paying for it. Sorry. I have over 100 radios. Do I really need another one? No. So they're going to lose people like me. I'm not the average consumer. I just buy anything. No. The reason why this radio costs so low, because the labor is so low. But there's another thing that's happening in China too that people don't know about, is that all that cheap labor, all those people are now middle class. They don't do that type of work no more. Those jobs went to Vietnam. Like a lot of textile jobs that Chinese used to do years ago, Vietnam is doing the textile stuff now. Yeah. Japan has made, of course, exactly. Exactly. And they still make great electronics. Remember, Icon is Japanese. Yaesu is Japanese. Those are Japanese companies. Kenwood is Japanese. And they've been around a long time. Long time. So China, remember China 50 years ago was not as modern as they were. They were considered a third world country. When Nixon visited China, it was this is like when I was a kid. It was a third world country, basically. Now they're very, of course, now they have a space. Now they have a space station. They're very modern now, very modernized. But but that, is how they say it, is a paper tiger. They want to be the global, currency and all that. It's not going to happen. And now I'm going to sound more pro-USA here, but, the dollar is still the currency, the global currency anywhere around the world. If you have US dollars, they'll take your money. If I walk around here with Chinese yuan in my pocket, and then they're not going to take that money, and not everywhere you go. So, we still got the purchasing power. So they're going to have to negotiate. They're going to have to negotiate, or they're going to lose a lot of business to Vietnam. Indonesia, that's another big country in terms of population. Indonesia is another country that's going to take away their business. There's a lot of tech. Vietnam is high tech now. Indonesia is high tech. And they're going to lose their business. Malaysia. There's a lot of stuff made in Malaysia too. So China's not gonna have a choice. They're gonna have to compete. They're gonna have to negotiate. Sorry, I went on a ramble there, but you know, you just gotta be patient. And you know, if you're gonna buy something, I will buy it now. Next until another month or so. Then I think that's it. From what I've been reading and watching. You know, the shipping one is gonna get hit harder, but the shipping takes time because there's still ships that are still docked that they already charged them the tariff from last month or the month before, and they're still getting loaded. So the shipping stuff is not gonna catch up until another 2 months, give or take. For example, these antennas. When I bought the set, these didn't come on a boat. They were flown here. Because I had the tracking, I see it. They were flown here. So they flew that stuff here. It wasn't on a boat. It got here in 8 days. Once they cleared through customs in China, if they flew over here, made it to California, from California here 2 more days. That was it. So 8 days total. So that they flew here. Definitely by plane. All right, 570.
The Holy Spirit of God by
580. 600. All right. That don't sound like country music, so I don't know what that one is.
Learned how to live. You've learned how to depend on your Social Security checks, on your paychecks, on your welfare checks, on your government handouts.
Oh, Brother Steve. Overcoming Ministry.
You learn how to depend upon this world. And you love the things.
WSNR.
That's how you got ensnared. And I'll tell you what you need to do.
There you go.
And they're trying to make a statement. And I went, oh, that's interesting because we always make sure we qualify that.
Wow, 630. What is 630?
I don't know what the answer is to that. Does AI change everything? Does AI make it where, sorry, you can't do free trade agreements?
This one is a surprise.
Unless you're involved in, again, stealing technology or whatever. If the United States, as we have been for such a long time across the board, one of the leaders in productivity.
Red Eye Radio. Wow. Yeah, Red Eye Radio, I know. On 630. What the hell is that?
AI can replace any third world worker. And if it can, does that situation matter anymore? Or is that...
And I can't look it up here. I don't have a computer in here. Red Eye Radio on 630. Wow, what station can this be?
Well, you know, because the ultimate question, too, is how does it change what we consume and how we consume it, what we're willing to pay for it? Because if we create a more efficient, again, really...
Let me check the live chat again.
It is the very...
Right now it's 440. Okay. 440. Okay, so... Yeah, top of the hour. Maybe I'll get the ID. I have to come back to that. I'll come back to this one because I need to get the ID on this one. 630 kilohertz. Okay. go back to 6:30. All right. I'm gonna come back to 6:30 because I need to know what the station is. Unfortunately, there's an 820 out of Dallas. We have a 820 out of Dallas. We have a low power AM station that's in Chicago that blocks it. WBAP. Is it WBAP you talking about? Dallas. Yeah, WBAP. I hit them through my app, my TalkRight app. That's the only one, but I know the station. And when I was in Indiana, I did pick it up over there. Because 820 over here is WNYC. So that's local. And I'm going to come back to 6:30 in about, let me see, what time is it right now? Let me check the timestamp. And I'm sorry, this thing is shaking. All right, maybe in about 10 minutes.
How they're playing, even though nobody's hitting. That's what I'm saying with people, they talk about statistics and
670. Is that WSCR out of Chicago? 670. Sometimes I hit Cuba on 670. And 680. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sports.
Red Eye Radio's website, rediradioshow.com. That's rediradioshow.com.
WOR. WGN. Right now I'm getting too much bleed over from WR. That's WGN. There's WSB out of Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia.
Cooling water and odors in the yard. Don't ignore these symptoms. Call us today.
815 out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a without charge with your repair. Call for more information.
The tax code is designed specifically to discourage rapid-fire trading because when you do a buy and sell in less than a year...
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. They simulcast a TV station.
Something more than a year.
Yeah, WJR, but right now it's bleeding over at WABC, so WABC.
Hey folks, this is Sid Rosenberg, Wednesday at 8:30. Sid Rosenberg talks with Donald Trump. Hello, Sid.
CKLW out of Windsor, Ontario. Good morning, Chrissy. I hope you're doing well. This is WGY out of, is it Albany? Oh, Schenectady, New York. This is WNYC, NPR station, BBC World Service overnight. Just got up to go to work. Yeah.
Emotion saying, in a way, you caused this.
Yeah, BBC World Service overnight.
Our children have done.
So it's NPR station, midnight to 6 a.m. is BBC World Service.
And stopping this situation developing.
But the Australian police argued they had no legal grounds to stop Scott travelling to Bali. And as the Bali 9 trials began in October 2005, Tim watched the courtroom proceedings.
We saw members of the Bali 9 emotionally distressed, their parents literally out of their minds.
Yeah, I'm getting noise on. Normally I would get WHAS out of Louisville, Kentucky. One day I'm going to get KOA out of Denver, Colorado. But right now, one day I'm going to get KOA. I have to get it. That's one of those stations that I want to pick up. KOA. Hey, 50 coming in pretty strong. Wow. I'm getting close to the top of the hour, right? Let me check. Oh, yeah. Let me go down to 6:30. I need to hear this ID.
One of our great radio stations overnight. We also stream live on our app all 5 hours here on Red Eye Radio. And thank you for listening. Yeah. Coming up, the latest polling out there. And what are we going to do for electricity? All of a sudden, even blue states, renewables not going to work for us. Yeah. AI is coming. We need energy. How do we get it?
Progressive
St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund offers free at-home screening kits to Class A over-the-road truck drivers. Getting to a doctor for testing can be difficult. The St. Christopher Fund wants to make it easier for you. Prostate and colorectal cancer screenings are now available. To get your free kit, just go to truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org. And click on the Health and Wellness tab. That's truckersfund.org. So much information, so little time. And so many sources that may not have your best interest in mind. For over 100 years, Fleet Owner has been your number one source of reliable industry news. Whether you need the most up-to-date news from our daily newsline newsletter, the latest on EVs and the changing alternative fuel landscape from our emissions and efficiency
fading in and out now. Hush.
They're dedicated to bringing you the right news and information at the right time. Combine those newsletters with our publication, and you have a combination that cannot be beat. Sign up today for the newsletter, or newsletters that fit your needs at fleetowner.com. Or in the free news and trends, it's fleetowner.com. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund offers free flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccine vouchers for all uninsured over-the-road truck drivers with a current Class A CDL. Vaccine vouchers can be used at any Walgreens or Kroger store. A copy of your Class A CDL is required if the voucher is received with free. Go to truckersfund.org under the Health and Wellness tab to get your voucher today.
God damn it. God damn it, something's bleeding over it now. I'm gonna get the call sign. It's like they increased the power on an adjacent station. My guys. All right. Yeah, it's from the New England area. Okay, so it's like, Rhode Island and Massachusetts. I'm hearing the local. Yeah, okay, so it's not far away. It's just weak.
42 degrees at Twitchgate this morning. Again, a little bit more windy in interior sections of the state and Providence. Current temperature under those blue skies at 46 degrees. WKRB 7503 with top stories this morning. It's Uxbridge Troy. And Troy and 30 degrees there.
All right, I got it. It's Rhode Island. I don't know. I can't get the call sign in front of. I don't have the database, but 6:30 probably Rhode Island. Okay, so let me go back to 8:50. It's definitely Rhode Island. I'm hoping this is KOA out of Denver. That will be splendid, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to move on. There you go, WLS out of Chicago right here.
5955. That's 312-809-5955.
WLS out of Chicago.
809-5955.
Welcome back to Ask Capital.
What makes Capital's mattress different?
Aside from employee-free showroom, free next-day delivery, and prices that are
Yeah.
way too low.
Yeah, besides that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, thank you. WPRO out of Providence. Yeah, that was yeah, so I did pick that one up before a long time ago, actually. Wow. Okay.
Just for shopping mall. For what? Find an employee.
Of course, this is Chicago.
If you're serious about your concealed carry training and education and are ready to learn from an
910. Peter Gabriel. Sledgehammer.
On Fridays, it's whatever you want. Come on in. 855.
970 the answer.
State police banged on the bedroom doors of Shapiro and his family around 2 a.m. yesterday to evacuate them as local firefighters extinguished the blaze. No one was injured, although burn marks could be seen on parts of the building. The fire was out in about 20 minutes.
I'm going to do my best to be your governor, and right now to be a good husband and father to my family. We're obviously traumatized by what occurred here last night.
Authorities say the suspect, identified as 38-year-old Cody Ballmer from Harrisburg, slipped over a fence around the property carrying homemade incendiary devices and avoided troopers long enough to enter the residence, set it on fire, and leave. He's expected to be charged with attempted murder and terrorism. It happened hours after Shapiro posted a picture of his family's Seder table as they celebrated the first night of Passover.
Yeah, that's a hate crime.
All 6 people on board have been killed after a small twin-engine plane crashed in an open field near Copiague, New York, near the Connecticut and Massachusetts borders. Family members say 2 surgeons, 2 of their children, and the children's partners were en route to Columbia County Airport on Saturday to attend a birthday celebration and Passover Seder when the plane went down. Michael Groff, the pilot, was a neurosurgeon, and his wife Joy was a pelvic surgeon. Todd Inman with the National Transportation Safety Board.
We anticipate having a preliminary report within 30 days, and the full investigative report we anticipate will take 12 to 24 months.
Albert Nixon, lead investigator for the NTSB, said the plane had been nearing Columbia County Airport when the pilot reported a missed approach and asked for guidance for another approach. The air traffic controller then received an alert that the plane was flying at a low altitude but was unable to reach the pilot. The cause of the crash is not known. The plane had taken off from White Plains, New York. Investors are preparing for another potentially chaotic week on Wall Street thanks to some mixed signals from the Trump administration over tariffs on smartphones, laptops, and other electronics. President Trump yesterday said he would be announcing the tariff rate on imported semiconductors over the next week, adding that there would be flexibility with some companies in the sector. The White House has announced some exclusions from steep reciprocal tariffs on Friday, creating some hope that the tech industry might escape the escalating conflict between the U.S. and China. However, Trump's Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, earlier yesterday made clear that critical technology products from China would face separate new duties along with semiconductors within the next 2 months.
What he's doing is he's saying they're exempt from the reciprocal tariffs, but they're included in the semiconductor tariffs, which are coming in probably a month or 2.
Trump declined to say whether some products such as smartphones might still end up being exempted. It's 10 minutes now after the hour. On this morning, America's first news.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well,
oh, hello, my Radio DX, sir. Yes, I pop in anytime.
the number 1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Chocogaia, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and
Trying to see what the station is.
or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com or in stores at your local CVS.
Great party, huh, guys? Yeah, it is. I did say that myself. Hey, did you know that
The LA Sports Clippers with a 120.
WMVP out of Chicago. I'll go back to a 990 in a bit.
Settle for the 7. They will host the Grizzlies in the 7-8.
Coming in pretty loud and clear.
0-3 all-time in the playing tournament. Most losses by any team.
Chicago.
Clippers, the 5 seed, and at number 6. And with the right side, lines up a 3 ball. That's it. Big triple tonight. 3 more for me. It is 43.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know it's morning there.
116-105 over the Jazz. They clinch the playoff spot for the 4th straight.
This is ESPN Radio out of Chicago. 10-10 wins.
For special preseason pricing, go to
KDKA out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Plus, we are staying on top of breaking news. The man now facing charges in the
arson attack on the governor's mansion. So Governor Shapiro and his family were sleeping inside.
And we're in weather alert mode, issuing a day-to-day first alert weather day with the focus being on the evening as showers could turn severe.
Yeah, it looks like strong wind speeds, especially for places south of I-70. It's going to be our biggest concern today. That's why we have a yellow light going into the evening hours for your commute home later on today. So we get to you around 70 degrees.
Crochet strikes out 11 and allows
WBC out of Boston, Massachusetts.
take on the Rays tonight in Tampa. First pitch, 7:05. The Bruins beat the Penguins 4-1. Final game of the season for the Bees is Tuesday night against New Jersey. In Boston, WBZ Boston News Radio.
Right now, 42 degrees, mostly clear skies in Boston. It is 5:13. We check traffic and weather together. Lori Grandy with these
5:13 in the morning. WHO out of Waterloo, Iowa. Or Cedar Rapids. WHO. But of course, 1050 is bleeding over.
And Schuylkill Expressway light traffic continues right now in the city. No delays showing up on the Boulevard or Vine Street Expressway. Nice looking ride on 95 in both directions. Delaware all clear from the overnight work on 95 North near Route 273. That was in the left lane. Closer to Wilmington, delay free. Bridges in good shape. New Jersey, no backup showing up on 295, 42 Turnpike or Route 55. Philippine Landscape Expressway, Garden State Parkway looks okay. Mass transit is on a posted schedule. Next update in less than 10 minutes, I'm Justin Jada.
And now your forecast with AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
A sprinkling spots early, mainly west of the city. Otherwise, clouds and some sun today with a mild afternoon, the high 66. Mostly cloudy tonight with a couple of showers around from late evening on. There may even be a thunderstorm in places, a low 53. Clouds will break for some sun tomorrow, becoming increasingly windy and remaining mild. There can be a shower almost any time. With a meteorologist, Joe Lundberg.
Mostly clear skies with 47 degrees in Center City, heading up to partly sunny 66 today. Checking futures, they are all in the green right now. NASDAQ up over 1.5%. The people you know,
the voices you trust.
This is KYW News Radio, 103.9 FM. Three things to know at 5:15. President Trump says there will be no tariff exemptions for electronics, and that tariffs on computers.
There you go, Philly.
Send a text. It's that easy. Text ENERGY to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermal X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text ENRGY 42424. That's ENERGY to 42424. Statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Slow, clogged, backed up. Don't worry. ALM Home Services has you covered. For only $93, our technician will clear any drain in your home. And if it can't be cleared, it's free. Call for details. License for safety. E1027768, E10401465, E1185643, S3308699, HIC 628926, FM 3004646, HOP 635, HOP 223.
Hey, Sunshine, as you know, my good friend Phil has been on a week in 180 weight loss for more.
All right, we move on. We'll come back to it. And that's WBAL or this is the. I get confused. Which one is WBAL? All right. YM 1100. Rochester.
services, they will guarantee
WBT out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
you'll agree to a price and a deadline by which to sell. If your home doesn't sell, Kristen will buy it. That is her guarantee. It's really that simple. Becky came to Empower Home Team after a very frustrating and stressful experience with her first realtor. Kristen was able to get her home sold for top dollar in less than 10 days.
KMOX out of St. Louis, Missouri. Of course, Bloomberg is bleeding over, so
Head of U.S. equity strategy.
WBBR, Bloomberg Radio.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation. An irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart.
WRVA out of Richmond, Virginia, but of course bleeding over from Bloomberg.
Hey, are you a yo-yo?
WWVA out of Wheeling, West Virginia.
Right, that's dangerous. Studies show it can increase your risk of heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and other health problems. Well, doctors created lean to help you break free of that yo-yo diet cycle. Lean is a supplement, not an injection, and you don't need a prescription. The science behind lean is impressive. Its natural ingredients target...
I can't remember if it's Rochester or, yeah, probably Rochester. There's local station WLIB.
Title IX was set up to protect women in sports. It's clearly about...
WPHC out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
You know, we have to look at and make sure that women are not discriminated against.
Local station WADO, Radio Wado. Muy buena. They changed the format now. It's muy buena. It's all music now. So 1190 and 1280 are all music now.
One-on-one coaching, attend workshops and events, and receive customized training. Visit AEUL.org. Find out more. That's
I have no idea what that is. That's Dominican music. I know that song well. No, that's a Dominican. That's salsa. That's Puerto Rican. That's a gran combo. Oh. Brujería. Wow, 1310. Definitely, I haven't heard this on this frequency. No. Oh my God, I gotta be crazy. I'll be here. If I wasn't doing the live stream, I would have waited for. I'd have been moving the radio around. Oh man, I'm trying to get a Puerto Rican station or Dominican station. I mean, it could be a Cuban station too. Interesting. All right. They're playing a Gran Combo. Oh my God, I haven't heard that song in years. Brujeria. Bruja. No existe brujería. Hey, translate that in English. It means the song is about somebody did a spell on them, like witchcraft. Bruja means witch. So, in Spanish culture, right? I had a neighbor like that. They do what they call santeria, which is like, they also do brujeria. Brujeria is evil. Like if you want to curse somebody, like voodoo. We also have voodoo. I know Haiti is known for it, but all over the Caribbean, including Puerto Rico, they do practice. There's some people that practice that stuff. Voodoo. Or brujeria. Yeah, it's even my mother growing up, when I was growing up, she would like have all these things, and she would tell me like, don't go to certain people's houses if they have this and this, and I was like, what the hell? I mean, this is some black magic stuff. So the song is about that. Brujeria. You remind me of that song been on since I was a kid. I was in my early teens. Brujeria. Yeah, it's great because they practice that in even Cuba practice that too. Yeah, Cuba, they also practice that. Santeria or brujeria and voodoo.
Start figuring out a way to pay down.
So many of us might get that average roughly, $3,000 and change refund from the government here. Is this the best way to handle some of that credit card debt?
It can be a great way to handle credit card debt, but you shouldn't.
Local.
And that's all. Bronco Finn, and that's to Betty Blabbermouth right now.
Well, it's not an official nickname. A by-the-book NFL legend leaving the book behind. We'll explain what that's all about in a viral moment from over the weekend.
14 sports.
That'll be coming up in a little bit. And
I'm trying to remember, this is from Connecticut or something. I don't know. I haven't got 1410 this good in a long time. I used to get CPAM out of Canada Montreal, but I didn't get them for a long time. Then this frequency would be like nothing. Now today,
Listen, this is a big day. Big day.
definitely sports.
Is turning 21 yet again. Unbelievable.
I have no idea what this is. It's probably a local, like upstate, or otherwise. I have no idea.
So what is the plan today? This is a very important day for the Dixter. I mean, what do you do? What do you guys do?
Well, actually, we have a little group up there that special crew, Eddie, Mary, have some others.
It was on this date in 1828 that the first American dictionary was published. Its author, Noah Webster. On this date in 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was John and his father born here in Washington. Lincoln died one day later. America in the Morning for Monday, April 14th, 2025 is produced by Alexander Nixon. I'm John Trout. This is Westwood One. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm interested in your findings on that radio. The Xi'an bomb. Wow, national anthem. Yeah, the desktop. I'm interested in that one too. And the national anthem. What's going on? I don't. Interesting. I know. I have no idea what that is. And I don't have my computer here in front of me. I'm in the boiler room. And I'm getting 2 stations.
This is America in the Morning from Westwood One. I'm John Trout. Coming up this hour.
Police have a man in custody in the arson of the home of Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro.
That's WFED out of Washington, D.C. Yeah, I know. I don't. I remember that on TV. Although Mark Levin show, he does play the national anthem before. Mark Levin, I know talk radio, talk show, he does play the national anthem. So I don't know if that could have been Mark Levin radio show, but it's not the top of the hour. It's like half hour. So that's weird. What is WWKB out of Buffalo, New York? 1530. No, I know, and that anthem I think is the station. But Mark Levin, when he starts his show, he always starts with the national anthem now. He plays the national anthem, then he starts talking. So it could have been Mark Levin broadcast. I listen to Mark Levin, and he does that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I got the gist of it, yeah. Of course, over here, they used to have that on television and all that. The only station that plays the British national anthem is the BBC Radio 4 when they close down for the night. No TV station will do that now except for the death of the royal family, yeah. KXCL out of Waterloo, Iowa, but it's kind of CBEF out of Canada, but it's kind of fading now. This Black Information Network. CHHA out of Toronto. It's kind of fading. I use the BBC intro music for a college group project. Oh, cool. There's a local. WPTX out of Lexington, Maryland. WRCR. Ramapo, New York. There you go. There you go. You just heard it. I can hit Cuba now. So Radio Enciclopedia out of Havana, Cuba. All right, let me go to the shortwave band. You're gonna go down to let me put an auto. Let's see if we get RNZ Pacific one more time. Radio New Zealand. Coming up. Wow. Did they go by? Did they go by? Okay. Stop it right here, around here. I don't remember what it was. Fading away now. It was louder earlier. Radio New Zealand, RNZ Pacific. I was gonna do a quick FM band scan, but I don't have no other antenna here that I can do it with. I'm gonna test the metal loop out. I'll be right back. I'm gonna put the metal loop here, and I'm gonna let it because this MLA 30, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna do. But I want to try with the metal loop and see how many stations I can pick up with the metal loop inside here. I'll be right back. Metal loop. Let's see what I can pick up with this metal loop. I'll put it right here. Let me go over here without knocking over this tripod. Oh my God, I almost pulled a muscle. All right, I'm gonna turn off this radio. I'm gonna hook up the metal loop. Just want to see if I can pick up any, there you go, see the metal loop? 80 to 150 megahertz, 50 ohm. And it's a gamma, this is not a capacitor. It's just a nut and a screw. And this is a gamma. They call this a gamma. Okay? So when you're doing a VHF, UHF, this is not a variable capacitor. It's just a screw. And they call this a gamma. You see, got the little loop in here too. There's a little, you see the little loop inside there? Okay. This is called a gamma. A gamma match or a gamma. Remember, this is for example, the medium wave one, the shortwave one, they have a variable capacitor. The VHF and the UHF one, they do not have a variable capacitor. It just has an adjustment screw here. Okay, it's not a capacitor, it's just a screw. So, and it's just you see the loop doesn't go all the way around. There's a little mini loop inside here, and then over here you see there's a gap. You see there's a gap, and that's the gamma. You're gonna find that in VHF 8, VHF or UHF. If you ever seen loop antennas at VHF, UHF, they're all like that. There's not really a capacitor. There's a gamma. Gamma or gamma match. I don't know what else they call it. It's just so basically it could be like a screw. And because you're dealing at a higher frequency, there's no very capacitors for, not that I know of, but I think that's so it makes sense. This is not HF. You've seen the and they're not that big. They don't need to be big. For example, this one can do FM. So this loop can do FM. Let me tighten it a little more. FM, right? Maybe the air band, but of course this really doesn't have air band. Of course, 2 meters. So you could probably listen in on 2 meters. And this one goes up to 150 megahertz. So no weather band. No band is right above that. It's 162. So we're going to turn it on. We're going to go to FM. You're going to go to FM. And this also, let me show you another thing. Can we see it a little bit? On shortwave. Now, the other thing about this knob, it spins all the way around. Okay? So one side, and then it goes all the way to the other side. That's it. There's no indicator on it or nothing. Anyway, we're going to switch bands. So let me go to the bottom of the dial. I'm going to work my way up. Oh, yeah, the weather radio. Yeah, I bought that radio about a year ago almost. It was at a Walmart upstate, if I remember. And it was a clearance sale. And I had it for $17. And I was meaning to buy that radio for a while, but I'm not going to pay, top dollar for it. No. And that's the WR120B. The one that I bought from Goodwill in Indiana, that was a WR100, I believe. And that one had issues. When I would turn it on, it had that warbly, it had like a warbly sound. And you couldn't pick up anything on it. So I fixed it. There's a chip that you buy and you replace it with. So I replaced the chip. The audio came through. The audio sound fine, but it's deaf. It's deaf on the weather band, so it's useless. So right now, that's the one that's upstairs. So when you see when I do the live stream up there in the second floor, it's in the background. That's the old one. So I have it right here, the 120. I'm looking at it right now. So that one is that's a brand new one. That's the 120. So the 120B fixes all that. They don't have that issue. The original one is the one that had the issue. And I think they blamed it because they had a batch of chips that used to go bad. Even if you bought that radio, they said within a couple of years it will go bad because of that chip. So let me yeah, wow. Indoors. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna lower it for a minute. All right, 89.1, he picked it up. Wow. And when you tune it, it locked in. Right there, locked in. Boom. All right, locked in. Okay, 89.1. Wow. But that WFDU's, but that's good that in the basement, this antenna's working. It's working in the basement. Wow. Look at that. Locked in. Wow, pretty cool. I've been playing around with this one for the last few days. Out of all the antennas so far, I do like this one for FM. And I'm gonna tell you why I like this also. It's directional. Unlike when you put the whip on it, right? When you put the whip on it, right? When you want to do FMDXing, when you put the whip on it, it's not so directional compared to this. Yeah, it is. Exactly. It is that too. It's very sensitive. But this is directional because when you move it, you know, at first, right now I don't have space in here. But if I was outside, I could move this. And this is very directional. The loop. So if you have like a couple of stations nearby and you could null out one, this little loop can help you out with that. It's interesting, the loop for that. Remember, this is not as directional. This is a vertical antenna is not directional. It's omnidirectional. This is directional. And this is directional. Okay? So you got to keep that in mind. And I don't have the space in here, but you know, if I were to have this outside, I could see myself moving the loop, you know, moving the radio around, and I will, you know, lock in. It will help me lock in more. Actually, let me tune it. Here you go. There's something there. See that? This thing is very sensitive, man. Here we go. There's something there. Wow. That's a pirate. That's a pirate. Wow, look at that. That's the loop, baby. You got the pirate with the internal metal loop. Nice. Look at that. That's so. I'm impressed. Look, here you go. You see? So if you go that way, that's toward New York City. Here we go. It's pretty cool. I like that. Like the loop. Yeah, the Bronx. Yeah, that's a pirate. There you go. That's the power of the loop, baby. Okay. Interesting. What's this? Is it 90.4 that I got there? RDS was 90.5? I'm moving around. Interesting. You saw a flash, right? RDS. Wow. Anyway. Interesting. All right. This is Fordham University. I'm taking it right there. There you go. That's Fordham. WFUV, that's Fordham in the Bronx. It's good. It's good. Picking it up with no problem. It's good. All right. Pretty cool. That was this. Yeah, 1010.
You know it's got to be finger licking ball.
See how directional that is? There you go.
If you can give me a combo toothpaste of the chicken, the baked bean, and the mashed potatoes, I'm all in, my friends. All in. Hey, a lot of big companies are set to give their first quarter earnings reports, but the new tariffs mean a whole new set of rules. Bloomberg Money Watch is next.
Have you heard about Rinse? It's Greg Rice. Rinse is the new service that picks up your laundry professionally, cleans and folds it, and it's back the next day. I had a chance to talk with the founder at Jay Prakash. He was great. He answered all my questions. They handle wash and fold, dry cleaning.
De la mañana hemos denunciado, Alfredito, esto de que es abusivo cómo suben las aerolíneas los precios en momentos de crisis y en momentos de tragedia. No es el momento para poner un ticket aéreo en $2,000 cuando a una gente se le murió su mamá, su papá.
There you go. WPAT out of New Jersey.
Esto es algo que de verdad el gobierno de los Estados Unidos tiene que hacer porque son los únicos que pueden regular.
Very directional.
Claro. Y estamos hablando ahora mismo de lo de República Dominicana porque yo vi la gente desesperada mandando mensajes con las fotos de los precios. Pero esto es a cualquier persona, a cualquier latino que nos esté escuchando, que quiere ir a su país y pasa una desgracia. ¿Tú te imaginas encontrarte con el panorama de que te cobren $2,500 para tú ir a Colombia?
Es un abuso, es un abuso.
O sea, un abuso, eso es inhumano.
Vamos a ver si esto le está pasando a nuestra gente en estos momentos. Vamos a abrir las líneas 212-320-9393. Tenemos a Rolando aquí. Hello, buenos días.
Hola.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Adelante,
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo tengo mi criterio. Lo que creo es que posiblemente es...
El Cordero de Dios, digno es el Rey que la muerte venció. Digno
Very directional. New Jersey. Yeah, WNVU out of New Jersey. Look at that. Very directional. See that? Pretty cool, right?
WNYC comes from Swan Galleries with an auction of
There you
Gold
go.
Master through Modern Prints on April 15th, featuring the Reba W. and David H. Williams collection of color
WNYC.
woodcuts. Bidding at swangalleries.com and on our app.
Did you know Radiolab has a new live event series?
Okay.
Come to find out he was knew about me, the thing I did. Is in Virginia, body in DC. Always me, that's what I get for drinking. Came out on bail, commenced to licking the door, waving. Oh, you heard me, Papa, don't be no more. My game's imperial. Mess around and made a milk box material. You feel me? Stealing chips, running your lips 'cause of you. I want some real.
Yep. WHBK. Look at that. Directional, baby. Oh, my God. Yo, this antenna is no joke. This is like my favorite right now. This little guy right here. Works well with this radio on FM, boy. Ooh. Yeah. Like a kid in a candy store right now. Who needs coffee at this time? Pretty cool. What is PLJ? There you go. PLJ. Very directional. It's directional, man. Wow. Antenna does work. There's no doubt about that. There you go. Yeah, I didn't even need to tune this one.
From a newborn hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click.
Stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked many times how Morgan & Morgan became the largest injury firm in the world. I think I know. Again, we have a product liability section headed by my son Mike. In addition to the comp case, there's a product case too. Other times, the injured worker is fired or harassed for bringing that claim. We have them covered. Our employment lawyers handle retaliation claims as well as wage theft and discrimination cases, and in some cases need to file for Social Security benefits. No problem. We became big for a reason. 30% of our new cases come as referrals from former clients. Hiring us is easy. Go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer, or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Wings sound like sizzling pepperoni to you? You may be having a spontaneous pizza craving. The Cure 7-Eleven. Because with 7-Eleven, you can get
mañana de la Mega, lunes, actitud positiva ante la vida.
Porque siempre te tuve en mis brazos, fracasos, lo que hice darte amor.
Very sensitive too. WSKQ. All right. There you go. Very finicky. You hear something. Wow. Yeah, there's something there, but all right. Yeah. WEPN. It used to be sports, but no more. Now it's music. Let me get this cable out the way. So more there. Sorry, I hit the phone there.
Identify and target state laws, curb emissions. Protecting conservatives have argued in favor of increasing local authority. .org says the new order is executive overreach and an attempt to manipulate the market.
They're trying to cut our infrastructure for transitioning off of fossil fuels, revive a dying coal industry, cut funding for adapting to the climate disasters they cause. And now they're saying to states, don't you try to protect yourselves.
This comes as many states forge ahead on clean energy. Lawmakers and advocates in Illinois are working on the state's third major climate bill in less than a decade. Supporters of the Clean and Reliable Grid Affordability Act say it'll help the state's power grid keep up with increased demand and a rising need for workers. Ethan Minich with the Camp Grove Wind Farm says clean energy jobs have grown 8 times.
That's good though. It picked it up. WBAI. Okay. Yeah, I figured it was them. Very liberal. Very libby. Start 99.9. That's a tough one, though. And that one's Connecticut. You hear it. Yeah. I can hear it, so. Alright, anyway, interesting. Now, this antenna outside will be fun with this radio. I can see it. It has potential. There you go. 50 miles away. That's Poughkeepsie.
Oh, there ain't no more to say. Good morning, everybody. 100.7 HUD. Today's hits, yesterday's favorites. Most music for your workday. Tracy Chapman, just give me a reason. Hey, more clouds and sun today, but mild. The high 64. Cloudy with a couple of showers tonight. Low 48. Tomorrow, cloudy at times, but then partly sunny, increasingly windy and mild with a shower, maybe even a thunderstorm, but a high of 65. Wednesday, not quite as warm. It's going to be a high of 49. Okay? Okay, let's do it. Every time you start your car, make safety a priority. Buckle up, drive focused, stay alert. Safe roads start with smart choices. Volvo Cars, White Plains, drive responsibly.
The quiet start to your Monday morning commute, checking out your major roadways. New York State Thruway, I-95, 287, and 684. Along with the cross county.
50 miles away with this antenna.
1, 9, 100, and 202, all running incident and accident free this morning. I'm Ben Patton in the Hudson Valley Traffic Command Center.
The most music for your workday. 100.7 WHUD.
Keeps me motivated. 100.7 WHUD.
Hey, it's the Zolls, and you can hear me talking about sports as I see it every Monday night on the Beacon from 6 to 7 live. And once you're plugged in, you can join the fun by dialing in. You'll also hear broadcasters in the making. Kids from Mount St. Mary College doing their 60-second sports reports live for you. The show is powered by Velvet Llama, the proud makers of quality cocktails in a can, like the Espresso Martini or the Moscow Mule. The 84 Diner off of Route 84 and 52 in Fishkill, serving the Valley with tasty food for over 25 years. Norman Staffing in Kingston. You need a job or you need someone to fill a job? They've been putting people together for over 45 years. Also sponsored by Scott and Markshire State Farm in Hyde Park. Trust this local guy.
I'm pointing it right now toward Poughkeepsie.
Rock in Wappingers. You don't have to spend $1 million to look like $1 million. Sports as I see it, every Monday, live on the Beacon on 92.5 FM in Kingston, 96.5 FM in Beacon, and 94.3 FM in Peekskill. The Hudson Valley's new news, talk, and sports network. If saving money makes you happy, then call Jones Services today and schedule your.
It's pretty cool.
I got a nap every single day. It's pretty easy to go. So just go quiet and focus to the roar. And here's Rory McIlroy. What a moment.
The journey it's taken to get here. For all this history.
The long journey is over. McIlroy has his masterpiece.
Wow, and to see the emotion on the guy was absolutely incredible. And then he's got the career Grand Slam, so he joins that elite club. Amazing stuff.
Heather's like wiping her eyes out still this morning, I think.
I'm so proud of him.
What's going on? I don't think you watched any golf, no.
No, not at all.
Way to be right there. You're like, I'm so proud of him.
So proud. So that's all I can say, you know? I mean, he did a great job. Good for him. It's been 11 years since he won anything from the majors. I mean, that's great.
It was great for golf, too. And Race Taylor and I, we were talking last week about who we were going to pick when it came to the bets. None of us picked Rory, so.
No. Well, you live and you learn.
You live and you learn. And now we are back. We kept the 30-second song.
All right. He can pick it up. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not as, it's not that big. It's not that big. Compared to the whip antenna, and, and it's very directional. So, and it has a tuning, and it has a little tuning gamma thing here. So, it could work, I could see myself taking this FM antenna on a trip. One of my go-to antennas, a little loop. Interesting.
I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing groundwater. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com. Here, check out my latest work. It's a good one.
After saving so much at T-Mobile, I thought, ¿por qué no darnos un gusto?
There she is.
Not big. Claro que sí. Wow, that's a nice picture. That's 25 cents. Awesome selfie. Tag me and I'll follow you.
Good morning, James Farley.
Discount plus taxes and fees. Minimum 4 lines on plan. Contact us at canceling lines. Plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See details at tmobile.com.
Town Fair Tire is Connecticut's largest name brand discount tire dealer. We give you the guaranteed lowest prices on all name brand tires and honor all manufacturers' rebates. We even honor our competitors' rebates. With over 100 stores from Connecticut through New England and an inventory of over 600,000 tires, you'll always get the right tire at the guaranteed lowest price.
Very cool.
His words were rejected. His words, what he preached, they didn't accept it. Verse 2, for he shall grow up before him, before the Father, as a tender plant, or literally a little bush, and as a root out of the dry ground. He, notice, has no form or comeliness, and when we see him, there is no beauty.
The bridge, WJUX.
If you saw the movie, you know how the beatings left him, but it's worse than the movie. He didn't even look like a human.
Once it locks in.
The way he was beaten. That's what the prophet says.
Pretty cool. All right. There you go. Yeah, it's pretty good. This is FM in the basement, in the boiler room. It's pretty good. It's picking up all the stations that I would have. It picked up. It's picking up quite a few stations. I mean, not as much as the roof antenna, of course, because that's on the roof. But I remember I'm in the dungeon here in the basement. You gotta think about that. I'm in the basement in the dungeon in the boiler room, and it's picking up these stations. That's pretty impressive.
New York's classic rock, Q104.3.
Yeah, Q104. Pretty cool. Wow. That's a good reception of that station, Q104. Wow.
However, it's such a medium or high. For a race car, I know my... Which keeps my driver rating?
The Pepsi Nissan New Paris here. Most Nissans are made in America. PepsiNissan.com. Wake up!
Yeah. Oh. Maybe SPK. Wow. Pretty cool.
Whole Home Energy Solutions. PSE&G's Whole Home Energy Solutions can help you take control of your energy bills. Learn how PSE&G can help you save big at pseg.com/wholehome. That's pseg.com/wholehome.
Human and Hill, New York's injury lawyers. Go to hurt.com.
That's hurtny.com.
Power 105.1.
I'ma take you back Daddy.
Let's get back to the world's most dangerous morning show.
That's what's up.
The Breakfast Club.
Let's up.
All I wanted was a black national, being rational, give them what they ask. It's not enough. But it's not enough. Somebody gotta do it. I mean, somebody gotta do it. I see the Jeep, watching do it. Five outside, all from the music. They like, what he on? This is Alpha and Omega. Welcome home. This is not a song. This is a revelation. How to get a gone. To a man, baby, I don't understand, baby. Girl, and make me feel protected like I can, baby. Keep you something, if you need correction, that's the plan, baby.
Degrees and it's 4 now in Central Park. Ocean and music. With all these 4 seasons.
know, bro. I had it. Okay, WXPK, right?
107.1, The Cake. World Class Rock.
Yeah, you're spending money either way, right?
Right,
Either you're spending money at the airport or Uber or whatever.
Right.
You're going to spend, let's say, $35, $40 for a rent-a-car for one day.
Okay.
And then take it home, though. Pack it up, put all your stuff in.
Yeah.
Then you go back to the airport. Yeah, just unload like you've been visiting the area, but you leave the car there and you get on the plane.
Okay. And when you get home, you have to rent again?
See, that's what we didn't think it all the way through.
Yeah.
I guess that's when you get a friend to pick you up or you go Uber.
Oh, good luck with that.
Yeah.
But yes.
But getting there, that's a good point. See, I didn't think about the coming back part. Do you like the idea, Kristen, or is it dumb?
No, I don't think it's dumb. I think it's pretty. Parking's a lot of money, especially at our surrounding airports.
Well, yeah. Even long term, it can be kind of pricey. All right, what's your cool thing, Christine?
Van Blue, what's up? Get it off your chest.
Hey, I just wanted to give y'all a shout out real quick. Good morning, happy Monday. And I just kind of want to touch on those tariffs that you alluded to.
Oh, yeah. I know.
It's fine there, but
David Brown, Erica Campbell, Ty Trevish, Karen Clark Sheard, and Kiara Sheard. June 1st at Prudential Center. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
See the news the other day? They was talking about accidents.
what is WBLS 107.5?
Fighting report. They said if you get into an accident and you...
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I can hear it, but that's WEB what is it? 108. 108 on there, and then back to. You see that pirate is still on. That's WBGO. Was it 88.9?
There's our theme, Jumping with Symphony Sid. Local clip 50 seconds. And this is your Sid Gribbets version of the new Symphony Sid show. Your all morning, all frantic one, where we bring you the gone sounds of modern jazz. The music you always ask for. 65454. Great jazz radio in the tradition. Our new Symphony Sid show is part of the Daybreak Express presentation here at 89.9 on the FM radio dial and streamlining around the world over the internet at WKCR.org. Glad to have you with us.
WKCR, okay.
Welcome you to start your day.
My pirate is gone then. Yeah, it is. Very touchy. I think that's the pirate. Low power, that's a pirate. And we heard him earlier. I need to clean up the space over here. It's a lot of... There you go. There's a pirate. So he's still there. Yeah, so there you go. 3 hours and 36 minutes. Wow. So let me recap real quick. So I tried these antennas earlier. I tried the medium wave one. It was okay. It was the problem with these two HF antennas in here, noise magnets. Noise magnets in here. Outdoor, maybe different story, but in here, very noisy. I'm gonna have to test these outside. And then I went to the MLA30, and of course I picked up everything on the MLA30s that I didn't pick up with these. But FM, I'm very, I'm liking this antenna on FM. I really like this antenna on FM. I'm very impressed with it because I'm indoors in the basement. And, I'm underground. And I picked up quite a few, you got to move it around and tune, but it could pull in stations. So there you go. And hello, Volts. Yeah, Gamma Match. Hello, Volts. I hope you're doing well, my friend. So yeah, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go to bed for a few hours. And I'll see you guys later on today. Yeah, the bling antenna for the win. Yeah. So you guys have a great day. And thank you for watching. And I'm going to put the link to M0FXB. He was here earlier on today. Thank you, M0FXB, for stopping by on my live stream earlier, saying hello. So I'm going to put a link to his channel. Check out his channel. I really like his channel. He says he likes my channel too. That's pretty cool. But definitely, I like his channel. He talks about all these radios. He was actually the one that made me eventually consider buying this radio. He was the one that was first doing the updates on it. So check out his channel. He talks about all these radios. He's covering now the handheld stuff. He has a lot of radios. He has a whole bunch of, he has a great channel. So check out his channel. I'm going to put the link in the description. When I update it later, I'll put the link to his channel. But anyway, or you can just, search it. M0FXB. His channel name is, anyway, when you scroll, you'll see it. It's Ham Radio, something Drone, CB. He covers all that stuff. And it's called M0FXB. All right? So check him out. And thank you, my Radio DX, sir. Thank you, James. Thank you, RT08. Thank you. I can't right now. The live chat. Let me see. I gotta scroll fast. And Vaults, thank you. I don't want to leave anybody out here. You guys are amazing. Who's the other? Chris C. Thank you, Chris C. Yeah, Hamtech Radio Scanner, M0FXB, CB Drone, Hobby Diary. Yeah, he has a long Mindsway. Thank you. Yeah, Mindsway also. He was the first one here, Mindsway, I believe. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Have a great day. Bye-bye.